Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about something that I know a lot of us have done at one point or another, or you know someone who has, and that's chasing potential. Now, this is one of those topics where it really hits a little too close to home because let's just be real. We've all met that person who seems like they could be everything. You know that feeling you start to get when you're getting all the butterflies and you're just imagining who they could become. Like you start daydreaming about what they'll be like once they get it together, right? You picture the future, the things they could accomplish, how amazing they could be. But here's the catch: you're dreaming about the future, not the present. And let me tell you something: chasing potential is one of the biggest traps you can ever fall into because it leaves you stuck, frustrated, and honestly, heartbroken. We need to talk about why it's time to let go of that fantasy and focus on what's really in front of you, right here, right now. So grab your pen and paper, some tea, some coffee, some wine, whatever you're sipping on today, because we're going to have a real heart to heart about this. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to see why holding on to someone's potential is not only exhausting, but it's also keeping you from the relationship that you really deserve. Okay, so let's break it down. I know what you're thinking, but Trish, people have potential, and isn't it good to believe in them? And listen, I get it, I truly do. We're all out here wanting to see the best in people. Maybe you met someone who's charming and he's kind and has ambition and theory. You're seeing flashes of greatness. But here's the thing: those flashes are just that, flashes, a moment in time, a moment here and there. And we build up these tiny moments in our heads and we're blowing them up into these huge narratives that one day this person is going to blossom into this perfect version of themselves. But let me remind you again, potential is not reality. And it's not like the potential isn't real. No, the potential is real, but it's unrealized. It's this distant, floating, far off version of someone that you can't touch, you can't interact with, and let's be real, you can't rely on. You know why? Because they haven't stepped into that version of themselves yet. And you deserve someone who is present, not in some future fantasy. And one thing about potential is that it's seductive. It pulls you in, it gets you hooked on what could be. And before you know it, you're convincing yourself that if you just give them a little more time or a little more patience, things will magically fall into place. But I have to ask you, how much of yourself are you willing to invest in someone who hasn't shown that they're ready for the same level of commitment and effort? I mean, how many of us have been in a situation where we're holding on because we believe that this person will finally get their act together? Maybe you're telling yourself, once they get a new job, things will be better. Or once they deal with their issues, will be perfect. But can we just pause and be real for a second? Life doesn't work like that. There will always be something. If you're constantly waiting for the perfect moment when they're ready, you're going to be waiting forever. And while you're waiting, you're missing out on someone who could be loving you right now exactly as you deserve. And you know what makes it worse? When you're caught up in potential, you start making excuses for behavior that you know deep down is unacceptable. I mean, how many times have you said, oh, they're just stressed out right now, or they didn't mean to hurt me, they're just going through something. And look, life can be hard for all of us. I get it. But there is a difference between someone having a tough time and someone consciously showing you who they really are. You keep telling yourself that the person in front of you is just a work in progress. And you're going to be the one who sticks it out until they finally blossom into that version of themselves that you've imagined in your head. But girl, let me tell you something. The person in front of you is the real them, not the person in your head, not the future version that you're waiting on, but who they are right now. And honestly, let's take it a step further. Have you ever asked yourself why you feel the need to wait for someone to change? I'm not just talking about them now, I'm talking about you. What is it about the situation that makes you feel like you're the one who has to wait around for their growth? Maybe it's because we've been conditioned to believe that love is about patience, about waiting it out, about sticking through the tough times. But here's the deal: patience in love isn't about waiting for someone to finally give you the love you deserve. Patience is about navigating life together, not standing still while the other person is catching up. There's a big difference, and we need to recognize it. And look, I'm not saying that people can't change. People absolutely can change and they can grow and evolve, but it has to come from them. It's their journey, not yours. You can't be the one pushing and waiting and hoping for them to become the person you need them to be. That's why chasing potential is such a trap. It keeps you in this holding pattern with them where you're not getting what you need, but you're also not moving on because you've convinced yourself that better days are just around the corner. But how long are you willing to wait? Months? Years? Your life is too precious to be spent waiting for someone else to step up. And what happens if they never do? Time is your most valuable asset. And when you're spending it on someone's potential, you're missing out on opportunities to be with someone who is already what you're looking for. Like, really think about that. While you're sitting around hoping someone will turn into the partner of your dreams, there's someone out there who's ready to love you the way you deserve right now. But you're not available to see them because your energy is tied up in someone else who isn't ready for you. And listen, it's easy to look back and say, I wasted so much time. You can stop wasting time today. You can make that decision right now to let go of potential and start focusing on what's real. Let's talk about what you should be looking for instead of potential. Number one, consistency. Y'all, if someone can't consistently show up for you, that's a red flag. It's not about those grand gestures every once in a while. Consistency is in the little things, how they communicate, how they follow through on promises, how they show up when you need them. If someone is giving you mixed signals, that's not potential, that's a pattern. And patterns don't lie. People who are serious about you show up for you consistently, day in and day out. Number two, effort. Effort is so underrated, y'all. Look, relationships are about effort. If someone isn't willing to put in the work for you now, what makes you think they're going to put in the work for you later? You deserve someone who's actively showing you they want to be with you, who's putting in the effort without you having to ask for it. It's not about potential. It's about what they're doing right now. Are they making you a priority right now? Are they investing in the relationship as much as you are right now? Number three, emotional maturity. This one is huge. If they can't handle their emotions, communicate, or take responsibility for their actions, that's not someone who's ready for a real relationship. And I don't care how much potential they have. If they're not emotionally mature, they're not just going to magically grow into it just because you're waiting. Emotional maturity isn't something you can fix or wait out. It's something that they have to develop on their own. At the end of the day, you deserve better than potential. You deserve someone who's ready for what you're ready for. Someone who doesn't need to be fixed or waited on. So stop chasing on potential and start paying attention to what someone is actually bringing to the table right now. If you're in a situation where you're waiting on someone to become who you want them to be, I want you to take a step back and really evaluate the relationship. And this isn't easy. It's not just a snap decision. You have to ask yourself some real questions. Is this person showing me they're capable of being the partner I need today? Not tomorrow, not next week, not when they figure their stuff out, but right now. And if the answer is no, then you have to make a choice. You can either keep holding on to this fantasy version of them, or you can let go and create space for the right person to come into your life. Let me hit you with this. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up on them as a person. It doesn't mean that you don't care about them or that they're a bad person. Sometimes it just means you're putting yourself first. You're acknowledging that your needs and your desires and your happiness, those things matter. And you're no longer willing to settle for potential when what you really deserve is someone who's already standing in their power, ready to build that future with you. You see, the truth is, we're all works in progress, right? But the difference is, are you with someone who's actively doing the work, or are you with someone who's content to stay where they are, expecting you to wait around for them? Because let me tell you, there is nothing noble about waiting around for someone to become the person they should already be showing you right now. You deserve to feel fulfilled in your relationship today, not in the distant future. And you know what's funny? When you finally let go of chasing someone's potential, it's like a weight that's lifted off your shoulders. You stop playing the what if game and you start focusing on what's actually real. You begin to attract people who are ready, who you don't need to wait on for them to get their life together. Because here's the thing, there's nothing sexier than someone who knows who they are and what they want. And that person, they will walk into your life when you stop waiting for someone to catch up to you. It's freeing, honestly. When you stop waiting on someone's potential, you also stop giving away your power. You stop second guessing yourself. You stop making excuses for their behavior that doesn't sit right with you. And you start standing in your own worth. And that is when the magic happens. That's when you attract the right kind of love. The kind that is built on mutual respect and consistency and genuine effort, not fantasy. So if you're stuck chasing someone's potential right now, I encourage you to really take a step back and think about what you're getting out of this relationship. Is it fulfilling you? Are you happy with who they are today? Are you happy with who you are with them? And if that answer isn't resounding a yes, it might be time for you to walk away, not because you don't care, but because you care enough about yourself to stop waiting for something that might never come. All right, y'all. I hope this gave y'all some clarity on why chasing potential is a no-go. It's not about giving up on love or losing faith in someone's ability to grow. It's about protecting your time, your energy, and your heart. If this resonated with you, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more real talk on relationships, self-worth, and leveling up. And as always, drop a comment below. Tell me about a time you chased potential and how you broke free from that cycle. So let's keep the conversation going, because I know there are so many of us out there who really need to hear this message. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Bye. You mean that much to me, so you are. Even a blind man can see.